that way. I mean, he's been doing it his whole career, you know, not just on the football field. I mean, when you watch him play basketball and stuff like that, like he's a physical dude. That's his elite trait, amongst other really good traits, you know. So, you know, I guess if you really want me to pinpoint that first game versus Seattle in 23, we were behind the sticks, we were in the red area, and we threw what we call this kind of little go routes in the inside edge of the numbers at 5 yards. Matthew made it happen. It was my first kind of like wow live moment in a game with Matthew. Like, how did you fit that in there? And he takes a play that probably should have gone 3 or 4, got us 14 or 15. We ran the ball in, you know, third and goal for the 1 or 2 on the next play. So, you know, and it just was like there's something special there. It was his first game, so it just keeps on happening. You're never surprised by anything he does.
Where does that come from for him? Like, how did you see it?
You know, I don't know. That's again probably a question for him. Just his life experiences, the people that he's been surrounded with have obviously all raised him the right way. But you know, his mental toughness. I mean, it's very rare, right? So yeah, I mean, it takes a village to be, you know, as successful as he has been. But again, he's just a rare dude. Lucky to be around him more as a person than any player.
On a couple of those notes that you ran, some points like just the angles he's very responsible for, just so precise.
Yeah, he has an incredible feel. He's a very smart football player, but sometimes when the ball snaps, you really see that next level stuff that's just kind of uncoachable. Like he has great spatial awareness. He knows when people are around him at all times. And that's what special athletes do, you know. And you know, when he's running routes, you got the playbook route. He understands the timing. He understands what Matthew's thinking, and they make it come to life, you know. So it's just special stuff. And again, a lot of it's uncoachable.
Where have you seen like that understanding grow from at this point last year to
I don't know if it's grown per se. I mean, that's innately in him, in my opinion, in terms of just, you know, things I just talked about. What's grown is just now he's in year 3, right? So it's year 3 of the offense, year 3 of the speed of the game. Not that he needed that much of an adjustment, but I would imagine he just feels more and more comfortable. It sure looks like this way when we get to practice more on walkthroughs, that it's just like, I got this, you know, I got it schematically, and we all know if he has it schematically, which he does, good things are usually going to happen.
Coach, what do you see from Jordan Whittington?
I don't want to say more maturity because he's already kind of at that pinnacle of maturity, but you know, he's just a team guy. Whatever you ask of Jordan Whittington in any phase of the game, if we needed probably a nickel, he could run out there and probably do it. That's just the respect I have for him as a player. He's tough. He is authentically himself, which is really cool as a person and as a player. And I think his player, what you guys see, that's his personality. He's just a do whatever it takes guy. You know, his best days are still ahead of him.
Mike, Bo Limmer, you know, got thrown into the game and then had to switch from left to right guard. What did you see from him, and what does it take to kind of make that transition mid-game?
It's tough. And let's even date it back to last January. He played 3 interior positions in, you know, his last 2 football games on Sundays. That's not easy to do. You know, I mean, you're changing your stance. Sometimes you got to snap it, obviously, in this last game. But respect for him for doing that. He's only getting better and better at that guard position. I thought he did a terrific job for us last year in the circumstances that he was dealt in terms of going in there, you know, and playing as a rookie, as a center, which is not easy in this league in any system. So for him to, you know, obviously go from left, next thing you know, you pop on the, you know, the screen on Monday. Now he's on the right. It's just, you know, testament to him. And was it perfect? No, it wasn't perfect. But you know, again, respect and a lot of good stuff to learn from.
What were
you
you?
see out of Devontae's first game here, just the way that he was able to fit into how you guys played?
Yeah, I mean, I think you guys saw that first 3rd down, right? And then the foul kind of after that. So, you know, he just brings that element of, you know, winning one-on-one matchups on the outside, doing Devontae's stuff. I mean, all the same stuff. Like we've seen this throughout his career, right? Where he's able to play on the outside, play big, and run the whole route tree. You know, and then Stingley's no joke. You know, and typically they don't travel in terms of their corners. Typically, not 100%. Don't fact check me on that. But typically they are on each side in that first play of the game. It's a sign of respect from Houston's defense and Stingley to to a guy like Devontae Adams, and rightfully so, right? I mean, you would think that that's what they want to do with their best corner. So, you know, it was great to have him out there, and we're just, you know, going to continue to gel and improve as we move forward.
Sean talked during the offseason about striking versus offense. We saw about 40%, 12% on somebody. What kind of pressure does that put on the defense when they have to deal with greater diversity?
Yeah, you only have so much time in the day, whether it be prep or, you know, prep from a schematic standpoint as coaches, from a meeting, and then going on the grass. So the more that you can present from a personnel standpoint, the more you present out of that personnel, you know, in theory, the harder it is. You know, so it was good to, you know, to get that out there. It's not like we're forcing it either. You know, we feel like that's the best thing for our current team and our roster to get some of those guys out there in those situations, and you know, they did a good job.
A couple more guys.
When you saw Derek Stingley traveling with Devontae Adams, what did those next conversations look like for the team?
In terms of what?
In terms of what you guys are going to do now that you recognize that he's traveling all over?
Yeah, I mean, he's a stud. Stingley's a stud. So is Devontae. So as an offensive coach, I'm going receiver over DB. So there's no conversation really to be had. You know, I mean, if he's going to travel with them, you don't rip up the game plan. It's like, let's go. You know, so and both of them love that challenge. You know, both Stingley and Devontae, the best want to play against the best. They stamp that they're following them, but the show goes on. Let's roll.
Kyron ended up getting pretty much all the carries and a lot of snaps. We saw how good he was in pass protection a couple times there. Is it important still to try to mix in some other running backs there?
Yeah, I mean, you know, to me it was just more of the flow of the game. First two drives, you know, we were going to go with Kyron unless he needed a break. That first drive was 9 plays, but there wasn't any explosives or anything like that. It was just kind of working it down. Second drive didn't go, you know, the way we wanted. And the third drive was 3 and out. And that was corner drive. And then next thing you know, you're in not a 2-minute, but you're in that under 5-minute portion because they ended up, I believe, having a pretty good drive where they chewed up some clock, got a field goal, whatnot. You know, so I mean, it just kind of played out like that. So now you're in the fourth drive, Kyron's out there. We come out of halftime, we're gonna start running back. So sometimes those things go that way. I know you guys have been hearing for the last 6 months how much we're gonna get some of these other backs in, and yeah, that's the plan. The plans do change based on the circumstances. So you know, we'll see where this next week goes.
What kind of challenge does Jeffrey see?
Yeah, he's a stud. He's been a stud. Had the opportunity, if you will, to play him a few times, and you know, it's not fun. But again, you like going against, you know, some of the best and seeing them at their craft. Really, he doesn't take plays off. This guy is a beast in the inside in both phases, the run and the pass game. And you know, he sticks out. There's a reason he's one of the better interior line teams. He plays the right way.